Hello everyone. I'd first like to start this by saying, wow, that was fast. I'd like to first start saying, I think 5v5 and 6v6, well, I think for the game, for me personally, I enjoy 5v5 more as a tank. I main tank. Like my two most played tanks are Sig and Doom. And if you know, Doomfish in this recent 6v6 patches for the last 2 weeks, Doom kind of sucks. So it's just like, why would I play a character that is just like so unfun to play when I could rather just play a game mode like, I could play a game like 5v5 and enjoy my character once again. And I know people might say, stuff like, "Oh, you're just because it's a super tank, yada yada." But I don't know. It's just with Hog being in the game, him having so much survivability compared to a tank like Doomfist, who has pretty much half his HP bar, and he can also self heal. It's just like, why would you spend all that time to learn a character like Doomfist when you can play a character like Hog? And for me, that's just not fun to play. And I've always prioritized fun over over winning. Like, as long as I'm having fun in the game, I could care less about winning. So when it comes to playing stuff like 6v6, like, sure, I might win the game, but like, I didn't have fun winning the game because I'm just getting absolutely just destroyed because of this character Hog in the game. And it's just like, at that point, I don't enjoy 6v6 in that scenario. I've given it a lot of tests. I've played 6v6 ranked. I've played the last two. I've played the last two events that's popped up, and I just cannot enjoy 6v6. And as much as I've played, I just cannot find myself enjoying it whatsoever. And it's just like, and I hear all these streamers and I hear all these players about how they're enjoying 6v6, how like it's just like it'd be so nice to see 6v6 become the main game mode again. And I find myself so taken back, and I feel as though I'm like the only person. I feel essentially I'm going crazy because I feel like I'm essentially the only person who is like saying like, does anyone else not enjoy 5v5? But I've never been the one where it's like us versus them. Like, I get why people enjoy 6v6. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just not for me. I prefer 5v5 way more. And I've tried so many different times to make 6v6 enjoyable for me. But no matter what I've done, no matter what role I play, the only time I have fun playing 6v6 is because only time I have fun playing 6v6 is because I play support. That is the only time I enjoy playing 6v6, and it's because I don't have to worry about tanking. Which is like, it's weird though, right? Because like, you would think 6v6 is made for tanks, but it's just like every time I play it, I'm just like, wow, I would rather play any other role than tank in 6v6. Like, this is not fun to me. And I'm just like, well, like, maybe it's just me. And then I go to like, some of the top streamers who play Overwatch. I was like, I'll get their opinion. And it's like, oh yeah, well, and they're like, yeah, I'm having fun. Like, I think 6v6 should become the main game mode. And I'm like, what? Like, am I the only person who feels like this? Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe it's just me, and I still can't tell if it's just me or not. And it's just like, well, like, if it's just me, then like, what can I do to improve? Playing 6v6, because like, there's a reason why I'm not having fun. I've tried playing with a couple of my friends. They don't necessarily play tank, but they've tried playing tank themselves, and I get the same sentiment from them. It's just like, I don't enjoy 6v6. It's just not enjoyable for me. It's just like, well, I guess like, I guess maybe 5v5's voice, like the community for 5v5 isn't very vocal about them liking the game, so it's just like, maybe that's what it is. But like, I don't know exactly what it could be. It's just like anytime I play 6v6, I always find myself solo tanking anyways. So I always tell myself, I'm like, well, why would I want to play 6v6? This is the 1-3-2 format, by the way. This isn't Roblox 6v6. But I always tell myself solo tanking, and there's always 3 DPS, and it's just like, why would I play this when I can just play 5v5 and have a better experience when I'm just left solo tanking? And people have tried comparing it to Rivals, and it's just like, well, I mean, they're 2 different games. Like obviously, you know, Rivals has been more balanced for 6v6 open queue than Overwatch has. Like, it's like, you know, it's like you can't really compare the 2 games because their format is different. Like, it's hard to compare a game that was made for 6v6 versus a game that was made for 5v5. So it's like you can't really compare the 2 if you think about it. Maybe this is me. Like, again, this is all my personal opinion. This is from what I've experienced personally. So it's just like, you know, but yeah, it's just like what I've experienced. It's just like I can't find myself enjoying 6v6. Like, and like maybe it's just a me thing because I hear everyone always talking about how good 6v6 is. People are always about, oh, if 5v5 were to turn into 6v6, you know, everyone would start de-ranking and such. Like, I've heard Get Quaked On talk about how, no shade to him, by the way, but I have nothing against him. But I've heard him talk about how, like, you know, people in 5v5 would just suck in 6v6, and like, I believe that holds some truth, just mostly for like the tank players who just love running it down main. They can't do anything unless you're perma healing them. For those types of tank players, I would agree. But I would say for like for the high ranked, for the, like, you know, the people who can adapt really well to different play styles, I don't know. But I feel as though that I don't think, for me specifically, I don't think 6v6. I could be proven wrong. Like, if they make a good balance patch, I would change my mind. But as of the current state right now, I do not think 6v6 should be the main game mode. Number one, I'm a Doomfist. Like Doomfist is a great example of where I'm coming from. He is probably like the worst tank to play in 6v6. He's essentially a throw pick. Like, no matter how good you are in that character, if you play main at all, like whatsoever, you will struggle. Like, you play him more like a DPS in 6v6 than you play him in 5v5, and it's just like, well, at that point, just, you know, like, you know, turn him into a DPS. Like, why keep him as a tank if he's played like this? I'd rather have him back as like DPS Doomfist. And this is not for a competitive setting. This is for like a quick play setting. Like, I guess, like I said in the very beginning, I don't play for to win. I play specifically for fun. So it's just like, why would I spend all this time on a character that I love when I can just play a character like Roadhog and just get the same amount of value, if not more value, playing a character? And then on top of that, I'm left solo tanking, even if I do play tank in 6v6. And I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's just like, there's no fun. Like, there's zero fun in this. I've tried to give 6v6 so many different chances, but it's like, no matter what I do, I just cannot. I just can't. Like, I'm playing with my friend. I'm literally telling him, I'm like, dude, like, I don't get it. Like, I'd rather just be left solo tanking. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just like, if they keep the way 6v6 is and they turn it into the main game mode, I would rather play Rivals, and I don't even enjoy playing Rivals. So it's just like, again, what's the point of 6v6 if it's just you're gonna be left solo tanking anyway? Like, genuinely, what is the point? And it's just like, you know, that's just, I don't understand. Like, maybe it's just me that I'm missing something. I've tried giving it so many different chances. I've played so many games, and it's just like, I would rather play 6v6, or excuse me, I'd rather just play 5v5. Like I get like it's like, oh, it's because it's a super tank. It's like, no, it's not necessarily just that. It's just like the tanks that I play are not fun to play in 6v6. Like Sig's fine. Like I don't mind playing Sig in 6v6, but it's just like, well, like when I play Doomfist, it's just like, dude, like this is just not fun. Like I have all this playtime on the character. It's just like, I'm not like hard-headed. Like I've played the other roles as well. Like I used to be a support player back in Overwatch 1, and going to Overwatch 2 I was still a support player. Like my most played hero on support is Lucio, and I feel like Lucio is like one of the best supports to complement a tank in my opinion. And it's just like it's just like I don't want to heal bot in 6v6 because like that's not fun either. Like I want a DPS, like I want to get elims, like I you know, like so the way that people play tank in 6v6, like it's better for me to play someone like Bap because it's like you get so much value because, you know, AoE heals, his regen lamp. It's just like, why would you play Lucio? I get speed's important, but like why not just play Lucio, or why not play Bap? Like he does everything. Like I know he's not like the best right now in terms of like meta, but like for fun, to me Bap's the most fun support to play in 6v6, and it's just like he's my third most played support. Okay, like my favorite hero is Lucio, and I feel like I have to heal bot as Lucio, and I feel like if you ever play Lucio like that, he's just not a good character to play, because that's not how Lucio's played. He's played for speed. Like you speed your tank, you speed your DPS, and it's just like that's how you play Lucio. Now obviously you can play Lucio kind of like a Brigitte. You can boot enemy heroes away, but it's just like the moment you playing Lucio as just a heal, to me that is like the most unfun way to play Lucio, because like you just, I don't know, and again this is all from my personal experience, I would rather play 5v5. And this is coming from a tank main. Like anytime I've tried playing tank, it's just either I don't get a second tank the whole time, or I get a tank who has never really played tank. They've only played DPS, and they kind of just run it down, and it's just like, well, like what am I supposed to do? Like they're just dead. And then there's option C, or scenario C, where it's like I play tank, I'm forced to solo tank, and my team is just dead before the fight even begins. And like again, what am I supposed to do in that scenario? Like like I said, I don't play to win. I play for try to make my team has as much fun as possible. And obviously you can't do that every game, right? Like why should I feel the need to solo tank in a game mode built for two tanks? And especially when like one of your mains is a tank that's supposed to be like very like self-sufficient, like he's self-reliable, but I can't do that because I'm the only person in the front line tanking. How is one supposed to have fun being by themselves? I can do it in 5v5 just fine. Like I can play super like self-reliant in 5v5. But like the moment I play 6v6, I can't. Like I literally just can't. I have a less health pool. My cooldowns are longer. You know, and it's fine. It's fine if it's like a 2-2-2, but this was 1-3-2 if queue times were too long. And majority of the time, and this is for me. I know some people, they had 2-2-2 in majority of their games, but from my experiences, it was constantly 1-3-2. People were constantly leaving. Like people in like in the chat were like, they were like, oh, I don't know why. Or I'm trying to remember what they said. It was something along the lines of, I don't get why this should ever become the main game mode. And it's just like, yeah, I find myself agreeing with these people. And like maybe for a competitive setting, 6v6 is the way to go. But I think for a casual setting, I think 5v5 should just remain the game mode. I've played comp here and there. I'm not like a crazy comp player. And I know some people will like devalue my opinion because I don't play comp, which is fine. But it's just like I've always played just Overwatch for, you know, the fun of the game. I've never played it for I've never played it to win. Like winning in Overwatch equates nothing to me. Me having fun, just having fun. My teammates having, you know, a tank player who just, like, doesn't, you know, want to feed the entire game. Like they play, you know, they play really, like sure, we might lose, but like it was like a well-earned loss, if that makes sense. It's not like one of those games where it's like you get completely stomped. Like no one has fun in those games, and like winning in those games don't feel good either. But like a well-earned loss to me is like always like the best way to like is always like the best way to like lose. Getting like completely stomped or completely rolled in games is also very unfun in my opinion, because it's just like, why would I ever essentially when I get, why, like, no, I'm trying to articulate what I'm trying to say. Like no one has fun losing ever, unless it's like, you know, a well-earned loss. And like if I know I'm gonna lose a game, I at least want to lose like, you know, having fun. And like for me, having fun is like, you know, like as long as I like my idea of having fun in Overwatch is not dying a lot, doing well in my games, and like sure, I'll make mistakes here and there, like, right, but it's just like as long as I had my fun, I didn't die too much, my teammates aren't dying too much, like, you know, it's just like everyone's doing well, but we're just losing, and that's the best way to lose, in my opinion. And I brought the sentiment up to my friend of Stadium coming up and no longer being supported, essentially. And they were, you know, I love Stadium. I thought it was a great idea for the game. But as of recent times, it has been it's been canceled, essentially. Like no more Stadium heroes, no more Stadium, like sure, there'll be updates and stuff, but for the most part, Stadium's being killed off. And it's just like, that's, you know, it's sad to hear. I love Stadium as a game mode. I think it could have been a great addition to Overwatch, but unfortunately, just as the player base, you know, no one likes playing it, because it's definitely more team oriented. You can't just, you know, you can't just solo. You can't. There's not as much solo carry in the later matches. Like you definitely, like your team has to be with you, or else you're just gonna get stomped. And I see it in 6v6. Like people just don't want to work together all the time, and it's like, you know, obviously you're gonna get those games, but it's just like nobody's gonna want to. Like I just see the same complaints as in 6v6 as in 5 or Stadium. People just like eventually just give up and don't want to work together. Like they'd rather just do their own thing, and like that's whatever, right? But like obviously in comp you can't do that, but in quick play I don't care. Like I personally don't care. But I see in Stadium people not enjoying games, and it's just like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, as a tank there's only so much you can do. You're one person. And Stadium is just, you know, Stadium is just, and I get Stadium's not for everyone, but I just see the same complaints in 5v, I keep saying 5v5, in 6v6 as in Stadium. Oh, my team doesn't want to work together. Like, oh, like I don't get it. It's just like, I just see the same complaints. Obviously, these are two different player bases we're talking about. It's like, but it's just like, but like there's a reason why they're saying these things, you know. It's like there's a reason why people are like, you know, complaining and like saying like, oh, you know, like, what's the word? But it's like, it's whatever. Like I don't care that we're losing, because, you know, I feel like I'm still doing decently well. But like I don't care how my teammates are performing, and I think like obviously not as many people are gonna have that open mind. If like, oh well, my teammates are doing bad, therefore the matchmaking is bad. It's like, I mean, if you really care that, like I'm not dumb. Like I'm aware some games are unwinnable, but like in most cases, I feel like if you play for your team rather than just give up and play selfishly, you'll win games. Like it's just how you rank up. But when I play in 6v6, it's just like they just won't work together, and it's just like I just don't understand how anyone enjoys playing 6v6. Like maybe like I'm just the odd one out when it comes to playing, you know, tank in 5v5 and in 6v6. Like I've never, like, I love tanking in 5v5, but when I play tank in 6v6, I can't find it enjoyable. Like to me, it's just the most unfun I've ever had playing tank. And this was like I've had less fun, and that was with me playing, like, learning how to Doomfist, because like I had no prior experience playing Doomfist. Like I've never played Doomfist before playing him in 5v5. Like that was my first experience with Doomfist, and like learning him was much more fun. Like me dying, like I was dying a lot. Like I was struggling like to learn how to play him, because, you know, I was never really a tank player before this. And it's just like, you know, like it's, to me, 6v6 is just not the main game mode, in my opinion. It's just, I just don't find it enjoyable when I'm A, left solo tanking, B, one of my characters is just giga nerfed, where it's like he's borderline unplayable, and then C, no one wants to work together. And I've, like, people tell me, like, well, not tell me specifically, but I've heard people say, well, like, I'm having fun, like, oh, like, these tank matchups are like so much fun. This is the most fun I've ever had playing Overwatch. You know, 6v6 should become the main game mode. I wish I could understand their perspective, because like every time I've ever tried to play it, it's just like I just don't understand. Like, and I've tried so many times. I've tried playing it so many times. It's just still to this day, I can't play it. Like, if you're wondering what my comp hours are, they're about almost 500. Obviously, like I said, I play a ton of quick play. And then people say, like, oh, you know, you're a quick play warrior. Of course, you would never understand. It's like, okay, whatever. But like, again, I don't necessarily play quick play to win. I literally just play for fun. Like, that is literally how I've always played Overwatch. In a comp setting, I played it a bit differently. I obviously play to win. I'll try to work with my team as much as possible. But it's just like in 5v5, I mean, I don't necessarily care what happens. Like I never counter swap. I always play my three tanks, which is Hazard, Seg, or Doomfist. Like, obviously, if I'm trying to learn a new tank, you know, I'll stay on that tank for the time being, because, you know, I'm trying to learn them. But like, for the most part, I never counter swap. I never I never touched these three tanks right here. I never touch these three tanks ever. I mostly play Doom, Hazard, Winston, Sigma, Zarya, and a little bit of Junker Queen here and there. All those tanks are pretty, like, I wouldn't say, I don't know about healthy, but like they're not like oppressive when like, or like how like Orisa, Malga, and Hog are, in my opinion. I think those three tanks are like very unhealthy in 5v5. In 6v6 they're not as bad, Hog being an exception. But it's just like when I hear tanks, I think of like a person like Sigma, a shield. He's got a decent amount of HP, and he's got like cooldown to, you know, to back off, you know, the front line. But then like you hear heroes like Hog, and like on paper he sounds like a DPS. He plays like a DPS, but he's called a tank. It's like, why is that? I don't have an answer. Like I feel like characters like him and Malga should just be changed into DPS. Like I obviously, like, I don't know how they would implement that, but like I think for the game's sake it'd just be healthier to have them as a DPS. Orisa too, like obviously if with her shield perk, she's definitely more like a tank. Like she's played way more like a tank with her shield perk. But it's just like, but like if without the shield, she feels more like a, you know, a DPS than anything. And like another problem I have with 6v6 is some support players. I get it, people want to play what they want to play. Like they want to play Mercy, they want to play Cat, they want to play Lifeweaver. But like in those instances, when you get like Mercy and Cat as a tank, you are pretty much left bare bones. Like, you are not gonna get a lot of help if, like for example, this Zarya's pushing me. Like, if I have Mercy Cat here, I'm not gonna get a lot of support here, just because, I mean, realistically, what can they do on those two support heroes? It's just like, well, that is not fun to me. But yeah, like I just don't get a lot of support playing those when I have those players on my team, and it's not really like their fault either. It's just how 5v5 has been balanced for 6v6. Like, those heroes are not designed for 5 or 6v6. They're designed for 5v5. And it's just like, when you implement them into a 6v6, you know, format, it's just impossible to have fun. Like, it's physically like impossible to like do good in a game with scenarios like that. Like, you just, and it's just like, well, it's just like, I'm trying to work with what I have here, but like I can't due to, like, you know, like having a Cat Mercy on my team. And it's like, and again, it's not their fault that it's like that. And it's like another thing. It's like the cat cast, like, or the cat Bastion thing. Like, I never really see it in quick play. Like, it's always been a comp thing, and like I only ever hear competitive players complain about it. And it's just like, when I hear and I see, you know, when I see clips of it, I'm like, wow, like, you know, that is pretty impressive. But like, I never see it in my games, and it's just like, yeah, and I get, like, in a competitive setting, it's like, it's annoying, but like, I feel like in a casual setting, it's never, like, you never see things like that. And obviously, Overwatch is more of a casual game than it is a competitive game. And I mean that in the sense of it being as in, like, the player base. Like, because if you look at the statistics, more people are playing quick play than they are playing ranked. Like, people are gonna play selfishly. Like, that's just how people are. Like, they're not gonna play to win. They want to play how they want to play, or they want to play how they want you to play. Like, people are always so quick to, like, point fingers, like, who the problem is. It's like, oh, what are you doing? You know, you should, like, do what I tell you to do, not do what, you know, other people are telling you to do. And in 6v6, I just don't understand it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, people are gonna play selfishly. I don't know what people think. Like, another scenario with, like, a competitive versus a casual, I really only ever hear people complain about Lifeweaver in a comp setting. And like, obviously I have my time on Weaver, like I have decent amount of time, but if you look at my win rate, look at it, 48%. That's below average. And like, I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't bother me that, like, I have like a low win rate on Lifeweaver, because like I play him like you would a DPS character. I don't play him to heal bot, because that's just, I don't see, like, I don't see the fun in just heal botting. Like, when I play the Lifeweaver, I usually have as much damage as I have as much healing on that character. And like, obviously, you know, I don't know if that's like the correct way to play him, but it's just like, for me, that's how I have my fun. I play him like a DPS, and if I need to heal, obviously I can, you know, I can heal. But most of my healing when I play Lifeweaver comes from my tree. It doesn't even come from my primary fire. But like, in a competitive setting, I would never play Lifeweaver ever. That character, unless like a tank asks me to play, you know, and he wants to play around being gripped, like, I will never really play Lifeweaver. I'd rather play heroes like Lucio, play heroes like Bap. Like, those are for, like, for a competitive setting, those two characters have a better chance of winning playing those two characters. But like, in quick play, I play characters for fun, like Doomfist. And obviously I'll play him in comp, but like, if I'm not doing so good, I'll swap to like Sig or Hazard, and, you know, I'll do better. Each person is different, like, don't get me wrong. But it's like, for the most part, there's more casuals in the game than there are competitive players, and I think for the most part, that's how it is most of the time. There are always more casual players. Now, in games like League, I believe there's probably more competitive players, just because, you know, like fighting games, there's always like more competitive players than there are casual players, which is like, you know, it's fine. Like, each game's different. But I think for Overwatch specifically, the 5v5 and 6v6 debate, I think for competitive scene, 6v6 is the way to go. I think for a casual scene, I think 5v5 is the way to go. And this, again, this is just my personal opinion as like a tank player, or a tank main, I should say. I don't see the value in trying to like put like us versus them. Like I don't see the value of not giving the other side's opinion a try. Like for all I've known, 6v6 could have been the main game mode, but like I think since the balancing is not optimized for it, like the way characters are made, 6v6 is just, as it currently states, it's just not the way to play the game. And I think a lot of people can like settle with that and like understand where I'm coming from. But I think for like a lot of other players, like they're just like, well, how could you ever say something like that? 6v6 or 5v5 is the way to go. Like I don't get your view on this. And so those players, I like to say, like, have you ever considered, you know, having an open mind? Have you ever considered being like, you know, have you ever considered just, you know, having a different view on things? And I don't think a lot of players can. Like they'd rather just, well, I want it my way and my way only. Like I don't care what others think. And like, you know, it's like to those people, I can't really like change your mind or change your view on how you view it. But as of currently right now, I don't think 6v6 should ever come to live game mode. And like as much people praise it and say, oh well, I think, you know, 6v6 should, like I don't know, it's just the way I see things, I just don't think it should. And like I said, obviously I feel like I have a more open view because I've played both game modes decently as well. Like I've decent amount of playtime in both game modes. For the most part, I just can't see why people think 5 or 6v6. I get why some people enjoy it because, you know, it's fresh, it's different. You know, some people never played it before. But for the most part, I feel as though a lot of people just either A, they don't enjoy it, or B, they enjoy it. There's no in between where it's like, yeah, I can see the potential of it, but like as of right now, you know, like there's no middle ground. It's always just like, oh, it's bad, don't add to the game. I would say in my case, it's bad as of right now due to the balancing. But I think if it were more optimized balance around tanks rather than, you know, DPS and supports, I think it'd be like a lot of people like also don't realize that like there's a lot more casuals than people make them out to be. They're just not very vocal with, you know, how they think things. And like a Mercy is like a big part of that. Like the Mercy community is like very casual. Now I'm not saying they can't be in a competitive setting. I'm not saying like all Mercy players are casual players. Obviously you have Mercy mains like Skietzi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name. You have Neandra, who I watch. Interesting about, like, I have a lot of Mercy friends, or Mercy mains. And it's just like I try to get their view on things when it comes to like, you know, their like how they see, you know, 6v6 versus 5v5, and like majority of the time it comes down to the same conclusion. It's just like, well, it's just like as long as it's like optimized for, you know, fun, like I don't care what the main game mode is. And like once I've been told that multiple times, it's just like, yeah, I can see where they're coming from. But it's just like for the most part, I just, you know, for the most part, I'm just like, I get it. Like I get where they're coming from, and I don't think a lot of people have that you know, that opinion, which is whatever. But like I'm glad I do, because like I can see both sides of the argument. I can see where both sides are coming from, and I can, you know, form and make my own opinion. And but I feel like most people, they give 6v6 or 5v5 one try. They get their experience ruined because of X, Y, and Z, and then they're just like, well, this game was trash. Why would I ever touch it? And it's just like, well, I can't really say too much, because it's just like, it's their, you know, that's their experience. Like, you know, everyone's experience is going to be different. But like I said, I think 5v5 should be kept as the main game mode as of right now, and 6v6 should just be left in the back burner, and they should just continue like to optimize and make it as enjoyable as possible. You know, obviously that game is going to take, it needs more time to cook, but it's just like I can see the potential it has of like making Overwatch, you know, like the potential it has. But like unfortunately I don't think a lot of people have that view. It's either 5v5 or 6v6. Like I don't get how the game modes just can't coexist like I do currently right now. I know people say, well, it's because like 5v5 is not the current game mode, that's why. But it's just like I don't know. It's just like I think they could definitely coexist. I know some people wouldn't agree with that, but like I absolutely think it could coexist. Like it does right now. Like sure, 6v6 is not the main game mode, but like they can certainly make it the main game mode if they put more time into it. Like with the resources of Stadium being pulled away, I think they should definitely go to the 6v6 team. Like they're more, I think they're more suited to deal with 6v6, just because that team who was making Stadium, you know, they're used to like more chaotic things happening in the game. Because when you play 5v5, it's much like less oriented. It's like not as like chaotic. But in 6v6, it's a tad bit more chaotic. So I feel like this Stadium team would be a great addition for 6v6. I think Overwatch should be split in the sense of their teams being split to make 5v5 versus 6v6, like they did with Stadium. Like I think there should be 6v6 specific maps. Like obviously not everyone's gonna be like agreeing with that, because you know, well, I mean, like Kings Row, for example, the map I'm playing right now, like I think it's fine it being I think it's fine as the way it is as a 5v5 and a 6v6 map. Yeah, I just, because like some maps, like the push maps, a lot of players don't enjoy push maps. And if you look at the statistics of push, competitive, like higher ranked players enjoy maps like Kings Row. They enjoy maps like that aren't push. They enjoy, you know, capture point maps. And if you put that in perspective, it starts making sense. But when it comes to the competitive scene, people love push. They love maps like Servasa. But in a casual sense, people don't like those maps. And I think maps like those are better suited for 6v6. Maps like maps like Esperanza, maps like Servasa, just because, you know, they're more competitive friendly than they are casual friendly. And I mean that in a sense of like people enjoy those maps as casuals. People enjoy the push maps as competitive players, which, you know, it makes sense. But like I think if you were to apply that into a 6v6 in a 5v5 format, it's when you start to like, well, like, you know, like a big issue was like the 2 CP maps back in Overwatch 1. Like people were complaining that, you know, the game would just end in 2 minutes. And it's just like in 5v5, I feel like I don't know how they would perform. Obviously they're gonna, you know, I don't think they're very like good competitive maps, but I don't know how it would perform as a casual map. But I would love to see them bring it back for 5v5 specifically, just to see how it's played, because it's only ever really been played in 6v6. I don't know how well it would do in 5v5. Maybe it'd do worse, maybe it'd do better, I don't know. As far as this 5v5 and 6v6 debate, I kind of stand more lenient towards 5v5, just because it's just more enjoyable that way, in my opinion. Like anytime I play 6v6, I'm just like, I'd rather be playing the other 2 roles. Like to me, DPS is more enticing to play and support is more enticing to play. But when I play 5v5, like anytime I'm playing DPS or support, I feel more enticed of playing the tank. Like it seems more appealing to me. And I don't know how, like I don't get the connection behind it or the correlation behind it. But like surely something's there. I always had more fun playing the other 2 roles, and it's just like the biggest thing with 6v6 is the queue times, and that's why they're trying to do the 1-3-2 format. But it's just like, well, it's like if the biggest thing is queue times, then like keep it 5v5. Like I don't understand. Like I'd rather play the game rather than sit in the queue just to get like not even a good game, if that makes sense. Like, why would I play 6v6 if I'm just gonna get a bad game? I'd rather just get faster games, faster queues in 5v5 than 6v6, even for like worse you know, even if they feel worse to play, like I'd still rather play them. But I mean, again, this is just like all my personal experiences playing 5v5 and 6v6. Obviously people are going to differentiate because they play different characters. I think characters you play definitely make like an impact on how you see things. Case in point, if you're like a very big Reinhardt player, you probably enjoy 6v6. If you're a big Hog player, I don't think you care what the game mode is as long as you get to hook the enemy team. I think if you're a hitscan player, you probably love 5v5 more than 6v6. Unless D.Va's in the game, obviously, then, you know, you wish evil the worst of everyone. For like Winston and like D.Va players, they probably like, it's probably like 50-50 between them as well. But it literally just depends who you play and how you play. And I think majority of the player base is casual. And then, like, you have like the in betweeners, like they're competitively casual. Like they'll never touch comp, but they'll try it at their hearts out in quick play. And then you have the competitive players. But like for me, I'm definitely not a competitive player. I can be if I choose to be, but it's just like I don't have fun playing comp. Like to me, it's just like I just don't like the stress of it, and I hate the fact that, you know, people are always so quick to blame each other. Stuff like that is just not what I enjoy. But I mean, that's just how I see things. I wish people were less hostile to each other. I wish people were more open to, you know, hearing the other side. Obviously, you can't always get both. You always can't get both ways all the time, but I just wish more people were more open to the idea of, you know, their team. Obviously, can't really get that with Overwatch. I know a lot of people like to compare Rivals, but like the Rivals community is, I don't know, they try to like make it seem like, oh well, Rivals is better at, you know, at this. Like, why doesn't the Overwatch player base do that? And it's just like, well, I mean, there's a reason why it's seen differently. It's because one was balanced for it, the other one was, you know, I just don't get the whole like thing of like comparing the two, because like you can't really compare the two. They're two different games. Like obviously they're both hero shooters, but it's like comparing Overwatch with League. Like you can't really compare the two. Yeah, sure, they share similarities, but like they're both played differently. How can you compare them? It's the same thing with Valorant. Like sure, Overwatch is similar to Valorant, but like they're played completely differently. It's kind of impossible to compare the two. Like you can't. Like you can compare them in some aspects, like hero design, like stuff like that. But for the most part, you can't really be like, well, this community's better because they do this better. Well, it's like, yeah, it's like obviously things are going to be different because it's a different game. Like it appeals to a different audience. That Overwatch has, you know, brought up is not made for stuff like that. I mean, that's just my take on 6v6 and 5v5. I'm very neutral, but I'm more lenient towards 5v5. But I could definitely see where both sides come from. The majority of the time, who I see talking about 6v6 being better are streamers and like content creators. I don't know if that like means anything, but like majority of the time when I see people advocating for 6v6, majority of the time it is, you know, content creators. It's not so much the casuals. And I think a lot of, and like, because the reason I say this is because they play, you know, they don't play just to play the game. They play for like, you know, for money. They play to like, they don't play for the fun of the game. They play it for an actual reason, which is fine. And I think that's what like separates their view on it, because like people like PGE, people like Sugar Free, people like Flats, people like, I don't know how Emong stands, but like people like them, they don't, not all of them play for fun. Majority of the time they play for it being like on a pro scene, for it being like content creation, and they've been playing 5v5 so much that it's just like it's not fun to them. 6v6 is probably more appealing to them because it's more competitive, right? And it, you know, it probably helps them with like, you know, views. It probably helps them with like, you know, and it's also refreshing as well. So it's just like, that's the reason I think they have a different opinion. and like they see things differently, which is fine. Like I think both communities can coexist, although some people would have you believe that you can't. I don't know if there's a way for me to I don't know if there's a way. I don't think I can pull up my console stats, but back when I played 6v6, I played it a decent amount. I'm trying to see if I can find. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, because these are all my console stats. These are I've not touched comp since I've swapped to PC. But yeah, I mean, genuinely think that people who advocate the most for 6v6 are streamers and content creators. I don't really see people who just enjoy the game talking about the game. Now obviously you'll have like a select few who will say something about the game, but like I have a pretty decent view on all sides, whether it be tank, DPS, support. Like I have a decent amount of like time on. Like I play like a lot of different characters, as you can see, looking me scrolling through. I've tried to put a decent amount of time. Now, if you've noticed, the characters that end up being oppressive in this game, I tend to play a lot less, just because I do not find them enjoyable. Characters like Malga, characters like Sojourn. Well, Sojourn's not problematic, but like in the good hands, she can be very oppressive. Characters like Orisa, I don't really play them. But I mean, that's what I have to say between the two. Hopefully none of my takes were too crazy, but thank you guys for hearing me out, or like at least being open to what I have to say. Obviously not everyone's gonna agree with me, but I try to keep things as civil and open-minded as possible, so I'm hoping someone can at least relate to what I'm saying, because I feel like I go crazy sometimes when I think I'm the only one who feels like I enjoy playing 5v5 over 6v6 as a tank main. Like I feel like 6v6 is made for tanks, but every time I play it, I feel like I'm just not essentially just not being heard when I say I don't want this version of 6v6 in the game. I just don't think it's good for what it is right now because of this character specifically. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of y'all's days. Bye bye. Take care, y'all.